So this sutra will be looking the concentration on Sukshma Vishaya or subtlest object, how long it should be. I mean, up to here we should do concentration. If I concentrate on heartbeat, if I concentrate on throat, whether it gives directly towards Asampragata Samadhi, yes or not. To ask this question, this sutra start. Means the concentration should go long, Satu Dirgha Kala, all these things explain. But how long? We will be looking in this sutra. So let's see. Sukshma Vishyantvam cha alinga paryavashanam. Sukshma Vishyantvam cha alinga paryavashanam. Sukshma Vishyantvam cha alinga paryavashanam. Alinga, we should focus, alinga. Avashanam means till there. Means our concentration should be stopped after reaching that state. Which state? Alinga state. Alinga state we will be explaining. Before that, we should know Sukshma Vishaya means subtlest. The concentration on subtlest object. I can take small object like a bindu. We do Prataka practice, concentration on this small object, bindu, Sukshma Tattva. If you concentrate, going on concentrate for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, how much? I mean, how long we should do these things? That explains Alinga Paryavashanam. To understand that Alinga, we need to go for one more sutra, which is Sadhanapada Sutra Shankha 19th. 2 by 19. In this sutra, Patanjali explained this concept. He explained all the tattas, like 25 tattas according to Sankhya, explained the 24 in, apart from Purusha, from Prakriti to Panchamahabhut, explained in 4 categories. What the category is? Vishesha, Avishesha, Linga Matra, Alingani, Guna Parvani. Vishesha will be one category, Avishesha one category, Linga is another category, Linga Matra is another category, and Alinga is one more category. So category number 1, 2, 3 and 4. He divided the 24 principles into 4 criteria. They are the Guna Parva. Guna means, Parva means step by step, episode wise. These are the one episode, and this is another, this is next episode, and this is the next episode. How to understand this? We need to go for the evolution in Sankhya. So let's understand the evolution theory according to Sankhya. There is a small gap between Sankhya and Yoga, that we will talk later some other time. But the evolution regarding the Sankhya we will be looking at. Prakriti will be the first one. From Prakriti, Mahat comes. From Mahat, Ahankara. Okay, and from Ahankara, this side 5 senses, 5 sensory organs, 5 motor organs, and mind or Manas evolved. Again, from Ahankara itself, 5 Tanmatra. Tanmatra is evolved, and from Tanmatra, 5 Mahabhuta. So here total 24 principles are there. Apart Purusha is not there. So the evolution process is done under this 24 principle. Purusha is detached from all these things. This is the Sankhya philosophy. Okay, let's understand this 24 under this sutra. Explain Vishesha. Vishesha means 16 are known as Vishesha. 5 Mahabhuta and 5 motor organs, 5 sensory organs, 5 motor organs and mind. This 16 are known as Vishesha. 16. 5 senses, 5 motors and mind along with Pancha Mahabhuta is known as Vishesha. Their nickname or their criteria format is called Vishesha. Avishesha. Avishesha is only 6. 5 Tanmatra and Ahankara. 5 and 1, 6. This is known as Abhishesha. Abhisheshas are 6 in number. Vishesha 16 in number. Next explain linga. Linga only one. Which one? Mahat or buddhi. This is called linga. Or the karanam. Karanam for everything. Everything is actually done by buddhi only. But due to the upadhi pradhana, we say everything is done by purusha. So it's the reflection of buddhi on purusha. So that's why buddhi is known as linga, karanam. Linga is only one, which is called buddhi. Alinga means who is beyond the linga. Is called prakriti. So prakriti become the only one, alinga. This way they divided this 24 entity into 4 parts: Vishesha, Vishesha, Linga and Alinga. Now question comes, in this sutra explain Alinga Paryavachanam. The concentration on Shukshma Vastu, subtlest object, should be there. How much or how long? Till Alinga. Alinga means you start from gross, means Mahabhut. If you start the concentration from here, the concentration should reach to little, this, it should reach to here. This is called Prakriti or Alinga. It should stop in that stage. That's called Avashanam. The concentration of Sukshma Vastu, subtlest object, it starts from Panchamahabhuta to up to there. Prakriti is called Alinga. So this way this sutra made that Sukshma Visham Tvancha Alinga Paryavachanam. Paryavachanam means it should stop till where? Till you reach this Alinga. Alinga means the Prakriti stage. That's why they explain the Alinga Paryavachanam. And the concentration should be through Sukshma level, subtlest object. So this is the whole meaning of this sutra. Last sutra we have discussed regarding the Sukshma Vishya. Means the concentration of Sukshma Vishya, it should go till Alinga. Alinga means till to Prakriti. So if you start from concentration from Pancha Mahabhut to then Pancha Tanmatra, Mahat, Ankara, Buddhi, this way you should reach to Prakriti. And there it should stop. That is called Sukshma concentration or the concentration on a subtlest object. And this sutra we will be learning what is the Sampragata Samadhi. This is the last part of this Sampragata Samadhi. Explain Taiva Shavija Samadhi. Taiva means whatever we explained earlier sutra. Earlier sutra stops in Vitarka, Savitarka, Nirvitarka, Savichara, Nirvichara. Again there are remaining 2 parts like Ananda and Ashmita, Sananda and Sasmita. These 2 also comes under Sampragata Samadhi itself. But they are not clearly explained in sutra what is Sananda and Sasmita. Sananda and Sasmita, they both the things comes under Savitarka and Savichara. Nirvitarka, Nirvichara, this 2 level itself. So there is no specific sutra for Sananda and Sasmita. All these 2 means Sananda and Sasmita comes under Savitarka, Nirvitarka, Savichara and Nirvichara state. How they use this sutra means concentration should be on that level itself. Means Sukshma Vishya and Sthula Vishya. That level they explain. So this thing is called Ta Eva Shavija Samadhi. This way they explain how the Samadhi should be. Shavija Samadhi. Savija means Vijayana Shaha. Along with Bija, seed will be there. If you contemplate, see, in Savija Samadhi, or the synonym you can take like Sampragyata Samadhi. Whatever what you can take. Savija, Sampragyata, all this level, Bija will be there. The seed should be there. Seed means the supportive factors, means Alambana must be there. To get the higher state of mind, Alambana means earlier sutra we explained like we should concentrate on Sukshma Vastu, you may concentrate on heartbeat, Kantha Chakra, middle of your eyebrows. There is some Alambana is there. When the Alambana Rahita, there will not be any Alambana, Niralambana. That stage is called Asampragyata stage. But here having the Alambana, having the support of Vija or the seeds, if you reach the high state of mind, that is called Samadhi. Which Samadhi? Sampragyata Samadhi or Savija Samadhi. So this way this sutra also conclude. So till here we explain regarding the Sampragyata Samadhi or Savija Samadhi, which Samadhi consists Vija, the cause or the seed. It may manifest again. If you do not practice continuously, it only leads to the Nirvija state or the Asampragyata state. So we need to practice continuously, as we explained Satu Dirgha Kala Nainyantarya. So this is the whole meaning of the sutra. This sutra will be dealing with when you concentrate on Sukshma Vastu, you will be reaching the state of Nirvichara. Nirvichara means the concentration should be in very finest level, subtle level. There will not be any kind of Sabda or not Jnanam, only Artha will be there. That's what happened, it explains Nirvichara Vaishyaradhya Adhyatma Prasadaha. निर्विचार वैशारद्य adhyatma prasadaha. Prasada means the prize or something good. Adhyatma means, adhi means depends. Atma means himself. Prasada means happiness or feeling happy. So the happiness will depends on Atma himself. Adhi means depends. Atma means yourself or himself. Prasada means happiness. So in which stage the happiness or the feeling of happiness which depends in you, not outside. See, nowadays what happen? I need to be happy on others. If anyone praise me, I will be happy. If anyone not praise me, I will not be happy. So I need something to make me happy, some other things. Here what happen? If you reach in this stage, you will be happy yourself, no need other things. If I give you a mobile, you will be happy. If I give you a bike, you will be happy. But here there is no any other extra things. Inside you will be happy. How? Nirvichara. If you stable, if you mastery over nirvichara stage, where you going on concentration on sukshma vastu, subtlest object, then you will feel vaisharadhya. Vaisharadhya means visharada. Visharada means the moonlight. How a moonlight should be. During the night time, we see the moonlight. Night time, nothing can be very visible. Smallest thing, if there is a moonlight, we can see these things. Moonlight can be seen very easily. Same thing, if you are going on practicing this kind of nirvichara state, your chitta will become calm and cool. You will be happy with yourself. I mean, whatever the things is going on inside your chitta, good or bad, whatever the things, it can be visible easily. How can be done? In Vaisharadhya. Means Vaisharadhya you can take like moonlight. Moonlight. Here, Prasada means happiness. Happiness. Atma means yourself. And Adhi is the word is depend. So your happiness will be depends on you, not for others. That time your chitta will become calm and cool. You can see everything clearly, like a moonlight. In night time moonlight, what even happen? Even though it's night, but due to the moonlight, you can see the things as it is. Same thing will happen if you establish in nirvichara state. Whatever the thoughts going on in your chitta, you can see it as it is clearly, like a moonlight. Even though it's a night, even though it's a you are practicing the samadhi state, going on sampragyata and all this state, but you can see, identify your chitta thought concentration as it is, like moonlight. Vaisharadi. So this is the whole meaning of this sutra. So when your chitta, this sutra explained, when your chitta is clean, like Vaisharadi, moonlight, you can observe everything as it is. That time what happened? It tells like Ritambhara Tatra Pragya. Ritambhara Tatra Pragya. Pragya means buddhi, purna knowledge. It's called buddhi. Then your buddhi will be filled or full of ritam. Ritam means satyam. We heard in Taittiriya Upanishad, ritam vada, satyam vada, dharmam chara. Ritam means satyam. So your chitta will be filled of or filled with satyam as it is. In Yoga Sutra explained Satya Patisthayam Kriyaphala Asratyam. Whatever, if you get mastery over Satya, then whatever you want, whatever you do, the result will come as it is. There is no anything. Like if you establish in chitta level, means whatever you talk, whatever you think and whatever you do, vocally, mentally and action level. If you do the same thing, then result will come automatically. That is called Satyata or called truthness. So here Ritam means truth or Satyam. So your chitta will be fitted or full of Ritam. Bhara means Varanam, fully. So your chitta will be fitted with as it is things, real things, like a crystal money. If you keep a crystal money, like a transparent, if you keep a backside in a red, blue, green kind of flowers or any papers, you can see this color because it has the quality transparent. Your chitta will get clear cut idea, like a Swacha Spatika Manibat. So that will happen if you establish in nirvichara state. Your chitta will become like a moonlight as it is, you can see, even though it's a darkness, night, and your chitta will be fitted with satyam, truth things. This is the whole meaning of this. Ritam, chitta or buddhi will be fitted with pragya means buddhi. Buddhi is a part of chitta itself. So the buddhi will be fitted with satyam things or truth things. This is the meaning of this sutra. Aleshwatari explained the chitta will be fitted with ritam, satyam. Means there will not be any kind of mithya or which is not related to that thoughts. So the chitta will be fitted with satyam things, as it is things. And this sutra will be learning something new, that is called Sruta Anumana Pragyavyam Anna Vishaya Vishesha Arthatvat. Sruta Anumana Pragyavyam Anna Vishaya Vishesha Arthatvat. Two things are there. Sruta, two things is here. Sruta Anumana Pragyavyam Anna Vishaya Vishesha Arthatvat. Vishesha artha means specially. Vishesha means special. Artha means having meaning. So a sentence which is having special meaning, not general meaning. How? Anna Vishaya, that is the different one. Not the same one, different one. Different from what? Explain. Sruta and Anumana. Sruta means the other name of Veda is called Shruti, because we need to remember by listening only. Nowadays it's available in written format, but before the Rishis, Munis, they used to listen and they made in the writing format. So before there is no any lipi for that, no written format. That's why Veda used to say Shruti, Vedasya Aparanama Shruti iti. So here Shruta means all kinds of scriptures you can take. Scriptures. Anumana means inference knowledge or infer. If you get any kind of knowledge by inferring, inference knowledge or guessing, here infer. Inference knowledge. If you get any knowledge through these two things, scriptures means in this text is written like this, or you heard from your ancestor, they told this is. If you believe on that, okay. So the pragya means knowledge. So the knowledge through these two, 1 and 2. Knowledge may come through Sruta, different types of scriptures, and may come from Anumana. Anumana means infinite knowledge. Okay, it may be, it may not be, like Sarga Prapti. Sarga Prapti no one have seen, but it's Anumana, maybe something good there. Sarga Sukham will be there, but practically Pratyaksha Rupena we have not seen. Anumana, we feel happy and we get knowledge about this Sarga, this kind of things will be there, this kind of happiness, all this enjoyment. That's called Anumana knowledge. So knowledge come from Sruta and Anumana. Pragyabhyam Anna Vishaya, the other knowledge. Other knowledge means here Anna knowledge they use. Anna Vishaya means the knowledge come from other things. That is called by Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa of Vitarka Vichara, Ananda, Smita and all these things. Means Sampragata state. If you practice Vitarka, then Vichara, Ananda and Asmita, you can get this stage of Sampragata stage. After Sampragata, you need to go for the further. That is called Vishesha Upaya or the special meaning. Means there are 3 methods to go through Sampragata Samadhi. First method is telling Sruta, by listening different types of scriptures. By if you think I will get Samadhi by listening these scriptures or reading by the Gita and all these things, it won't happen. That is the one method, Sruta method, or by listening we can get. Anumana means by inferring, like if I do these things, I will get that post, I will get that things. It won't be stable, it won't happen. But other one, special one, Anna Vishaya, which is Vishesha, special, which is, that is called Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa Vairagya of what? This Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda and Asmita. Then only it leads to Asampargyata Samadhi, which is the ultimate aim of our yoga. So this sutra explains the third method. This is the third method. First method, second method and third method. Third method is Abhyasa Vairagya through Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda and Asmita. This is called special method, which is called Vishesha Arthatva. Others two are Sruta and Anumana is the common method. Okay, so we need to acquire this special method, Anna Vishesha, and the special method is called Abhyasa Vairagya through Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda and Asmita. This is the whole meaning of this sutra. Thank you.